Everybody likes playing aggressive and taking fights. It gets your dopamine up when you win and makes you play better. I'll walk through a couple different ways you can play aggressively in your games and how to come out on top of these plays. The easiest form of aggression is on a duelist. These agents can simply take fights with anybody because of their unique and strong fighting utility. While duelist solo fighting is the easiest and most knowledgeable type of aggression, I want to focus on aggression for other agents. And since we're on the topic of solo aggression from duelists, let's start with how any agent can play aggressively by themselves. The easiest way to play aggressive and have impact on games solo is through lurking. Whether you are lurking to take open space, to call your team over on the rotate, or to get incredible timing, the same high risk, high reward playstyle is present. This fact simply must be accepted. Playing solo and playing aggressive is going to be more risky than playing with your teammates. You could run into the entire enemy team on a bad lurk or walk into a default. Regardless, the high risk can win you rounds like ecos or fast rotates by the enemy team. The first tip for solo aggression, I recommend not doing it at the start of a game unless it is a eco round or you play super slowly. You simply don't know how the enemy is going to play. Look for patterns in the enemy. For example, on the first round of this icebox game, I decided to lurk, but I did it super slow. I took a long time to do anything and looked to see if the enemy would walk into me. When I heard them running away, I took my timing and grabbed all the space I could. I then called my team over and won the round because of it. Now for tip 2. Don't do it round after round. You don't want to be readable. Thus, I stopped lurking for a couple rounds, and then I went back to it. And guess what happened? I caught them off guard once again. So play slow and figure out what the enemy is doing, then don't make the same plays consecutively to keep the enemy guessing. On to team aggression. Team aggression is much safer. You simply play off your team. But playing team aggression without a lurker means you kinda have to go. This means if one person goes into the site, you have to run in with them. No and or ifs and buts about it. Throw the utility you have and follow your entries in. Or entry yourself if you believe you all need to go into the site. Tip 1. If you are playing initiator, be second or third in. Wait for your duelists and make sure you use your utility correctly. Then follow them in to get their traits. If you are a sentinel or controller, you are in the middle ground. You can either lurk a bit or hit the site with your team, but try to be second or third in as well. Tip number 2, play off a teammate. In this different icebox game, I used my Opping Jet as bait. She took first contact, and when she left, I waited for the enemy to walk up and give me a free kill. This is a type of bait. You play off your teammates and react accordingly. On offense, this would look like following them in and looking for their trait. Just make sure you use your utility to try and help them get the kills. You don't want to be that guy who doesn't help and just gets the 1-for-1 trade every time. Or maybe you do. Regardless, team aggression needs to be fast on offense. If nobody is lurking, you lose all your map control and can feel trapped into re-hitting a stack site. The final tip for overall aggression, play into what is working for your team. If you are getting onto site or able to flank on defense round after round, continue to make the same play. I know I said you don't want to be readable, but sometimes your team just can't be stopped. And it is better to do what is working than trying to mix things up. Look to lurk when you need to or hit the site as a team otherwise. And games will just come to you. I hope you learned a little about how you can play aggressively in Valorant. Comment any other video ideas you would like to know about. Limit test aggression and you will not only enjoy the game more, but understand what is and isn't allowed in the game of Valorant.